Alright everyone, welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV. In just less than 24 hours time, the Toon will be heading to Old Trafford, the mice-infested Old Trafford. But we'll talk about that towards the end of the video, as this one's going to be focusing first of all on the main man, the best man, not to win, the striker that is in red hot form, that has get everybody talking. And you know, this is what we've got to talk about, because Alexander Isak is hot on the lips of everyone at the minute. All the media, I've never seen so much media attention on one striker from Newcastle United. Even, you know, the big clubs, the big names back in the day, you know, your Torreses, your Owens, everyone, right? I've never seen it. Drogba, Chelsea, everybody is talking about Isak and how he's going to leave Newcastle at the first opportunity. Well, we'll get into that, we'll get into all sorts, but let me know in the comments below as well, what do you think the future of Alexander Isak is? Will he stay at the Toon? Will he move on? And on the back of an article that came out yesterday from the Telegraph, let's just put my specs on so I read it properly. Not in the full article, I haven't got time for that. But just the headline from it, where Newcastle United are now valuing the Swedish international at more than £150 million. The club will resist all attempts from opposition clubs to buy him. The club hierarchy at St James Park are still working on a new deal for him that will make him the highest paid player at Newcastle United Football Club. So let's focus on that first line there. 150 million is the price on Alex Isak's head. The day of the jackal wouldn't even be able to take him out for that much. That is a serious figure, and I really hope Newcastle are serious about this, because I really want us to whack a crazy price tag on his head. And I'm saying crazy, is it that crazy? Do you know what I mean? Because you look at Chelsea and what they need. You know, Chelsea, if they sign a top striker like Isak, who week in, week out would get them goals. You could say the same for Arsenal. Let's focus on Chelsea first of all, who spent 100 odd million on Caicedo. Was it 120? 105 on Enzo Fernandez? Midfielders that weren't really that proven. One from South America in the Portuguese league in Fernandez. One who had one good season on the South Coast for Brighton in Caicedo. Isak now, year in, year out, has done it in the black and white. So if they want to try and get him involved, is 150 million that mad? Is it that much of a stretch when they've paid 100, 120 for these other midfielders I've just listed? And this is a forward. We're talking about someone who really does win your games, win your points. You know what I mean? Is it that much of a stretch? Let's talk about Arsenal now. Arsenal desperate for that title, hunting down the pack. You know, they're trying the hardest. Teta with these Stoke City FC tactics, trying to get the ball over there and trying to get a trophy to the Emirates, the Premier League in particular, or a Champions League. And if they're signing Isak, they'd probably do it. Because at the minute, the goal shy a little bit, especially with Bukayo Saka injured. Now all I'm seeing is Arsenal fans online telling me that Isak's on his way and he's definitely going to sign for them. Like they said years ago. Like they were chasing down his car in London before he signed for Newcastle. Remember that? It's all online. You can check it out yourselves. So if they're serious and they want to get that Premier League title, then is 150 million a crazy amount? I would say no. They paid 65 million for Kai Havertz. So, I mean, double that and a little bit extra, and you've actually got yourselves a proper striker. You've got yourselves the best striker in the Premier League. And this is why I'm bringing this up, because there's lots of debates now. It's not just Newcastle fans or Arsenal fans. It's the whole entire media landscape across England, across Europe, talking about Isak, saying, you know, is he better than Haaland? That's the debate on several podcasts now. Is he the best in the league, best in the world? He's honestly up there. I got laughed at for saying it at the time. Remember, I used to be on DR Sports all the time. Shout out AJT, Flex, Robbie, the rest of the gang over there down at DR. And when we signed Bruno and Isak, I said, these are two of the best players in the world. I can't believe we signed them. They could sign for anybody. And they were all, think you're going a bit over the top there, Matty. Who's going over the top now, eh? You all laughed at me. Well, who's laughing now, as Nigel Farage would say. Because it's true. Isak is the absolute boyo. He is the ultimate. He is the best. He is the complete striker. And this is with, no disrespect, Jacob Murphy giving him assists, who's on form at the minute, and I've always stuck up for Murphy. But you know, this is the likes of Murphy surrounding him. You know, Longstaff in midfield and that. And, you know, in no respect, good players, hard-working players. But are those players going to get into the teams he's been linked with? No. Imagine if he did have those Arsenal players around him, your Sakas, your Odegaards. Imagine if he did have, you know, the Chelsea players around him, your Cole Palmers. Imagine another team linked with them now, Liverpool, because if Salah goes, or even if he doesn't, they could do with an out-and-out striker. They've got Darwin Noodles up front. Do you know what I mean? Nunes, who was actually more expensive than Isak as well. How mental is that? Isak was 63 million from Sociedad when Newcastle signed him just after the Saudi takeover, well, a year or so after. And then you had Darwin Núñez go to Liverpool for 80 odd. I think it was 85 million. Ridiculous stuff. So again, with these teams that are linked with them, they've got the money. They have got the money, and 150 is what we should be demanding. It's what we should be asking for. We're going to have at least double our money, take it to 120. But then I think everybody wants this player. Everybody wants Isak. Because he's that good. He is an elite striker now. He is world class. He really is. So the sky's the limit for him. He's still very young as well. He's still got loads of time ahead of him, loads of years ahead of him. And what a player he is. But apparently he's happy at Newcastle. Doesn't mind staying at Newcastle. You know, he's committed to the club, loves it, loves training, loves being in the area, loves brown ale. So great news for us. But Newcastle got to match those ambitions. We've got to do that in the transfer market. FFP and PSR has made that difficult for us. But if we can go on and win the Carabao Cup this year, if we can go on and get European football again, I think he'll stick around and give us at least another season. I don't think he'll move in January. These Arsenal fans are telling me, especially now Saka's injured, he's coming. He's coming in a couple of weeks, so enjoy him while you got him. All of that nonsense, right? And other fans are trying to say he's joining them Chelsea. To be honest with you, I could see him moving to Chelsea, but it would be next summer at the earliest. It wouldn't. It would be for about 130 million. I think you'd maybe settle on that. The club are obviously going to extreme lengths here. But I think I could see him moving next summer if we didn't show signs of intent and strengthened, and if we didn't get European football. But I'm hoping that we can do both of those things. But in the future, if we don't reach on like we want to do and grow as a club, then yeah, you can't blame an Isak if he wants to go to one of these teams he's linked with, who have obviously got a way better chance of winning titles and playing in Champions League and whatnot. So for now, though, I think we have to hold on to him, obviously. But if you did get a massive offer like that, 140, 50 million, then it would be hard to say no. Because then you could really go far and rebuild in this squad, and you'd lose one world-class player, but you could sign 3 or 4 top-class players. Listen, Liverpool had to do it with Coutinho, 140 million to Barca. Villa did it with Grealish, kicked on, got Champions League. You know, City have done it, they lost Palmer. Everyone has to do it. So it's inevitable at some point. Newcastle fans have to brace themselves that we may lose one of our star players. But Isak, it's going to cost a lot of money. He's an absolute baller. We'll wait and see what happens for the rest of the season. I doubt he's going anywhere in January, like I've said. You know, it's one of them windows where is someone going to stomach that much cash? I think it has to be a pre-season. It has to be where teams can balance the books, they could sell a few players, have a bit of wiggle room. I'd be very surprised if anyone could put in a bit of over 100 million in January, or even sign anyone for that much, to be fair. So I think he's ours for at least the next 6 months, and hopefully he stays longer on that if we go on to have a decent season. But let me know in the comments below. Let's have a quick look towards Manchester United tomorrow night. Then the Toon head to Old Trafford for the last game of 2024. Looking to continue our rich vein of form at the minute. We are flying. We're scoring goals again. We're pressing again. We're winning games again. And we're keeping things tight at the back as well, with Martin Dubravka coming into the side. So we are full of confidence, full of momentum. There's no excuses here for me. There's really no, we should smash Manchester United. That's not a thing I thought I would see in my lifetime. Even though the last couple of seasons they have been muddled a bit, but they've always kind of found a way to get results. They've won cups and that under Ten Hag, but even under Ruben Amorim, who I think will be a very good manager, there's a lot of deadwood at Manchester United. There's a lot of mice, as I said, running about the place. Do you know what I mean? Jimmy Ratcliffe, he didn't just get rid of Dan Ashworth, the rat. There's still some of them knocking around the Old Trafford pitch. So they're there, you know, careful if you're going down tomorrow, watch out, you know what I mean? Don't eat the pies, I'd get food on the way to the stadium, and shout out to the supporters club who put this on earlier. Honestly, watch out for those mice and rats, people. No joke, yeah? Pest control, get on it. Get on Rent-A-Kill, take them down to Old Trafford. But in all seriousness, we have to go there and get 3 points. We have to carry on this form. There's been a couple of good results for Newcastle United today. Spurs dropped points again, who Ange got booed off their team, booed off at White Hart Lane, Tottenham Stadium, whatever we're going to call it now. So the pressure's on him. A couple of other teams in and around us had draws. So it's been a pretty decent day. Although Forest are flying. That's mental. Man City won. So, you know, but it's still there for Newcastle to get top 5 this season. And these games we have to go and win now. Games where in the past would go there, maybe even on a better run of form and already how and drop points. Last season I was there, man. That was a disgrace losing that game. I remember when we were 3-on-1. We spurned that chance. Diallo scores a screamer near the end. And we just can't do it. So we have to get over the line against Man U. You know, we have to stop playing the occasion and play the game. I thought even in the Carabao Cup final, you know, we've got to do better. But Old Trafford, I think there's that stigma sometimes around it. Other teams have shown it. Bournemouth have had back-to-back 3-0 wins there in the last couple of seasons. So we have to go there and do the same. Forget about what Old Trafford used to be. Forget about the teams of the past. There isn't a Roy Keane, a Beckham, a Rooney anymore. Yeah? These players are garbage, man. Literal garbage. They are rubbish. There's barely any Man U players I would take, if any, in this Newcastle side. So that says it all. Again, I got laughed at on United View, United Stand. DR Sportsman said, there's only one United now, Newcastle United. You're just going to go back. I'm not making it up. Run it back. Do you know what I mean? I said it. And I was right. There is only one United now. It's Newcastle United. Yeah? So let's prove it tomorrow night. Let's go to Old Trafford and get a win. I'm backing a 3-1 Toon victory. Isak, to again show everyone why he's worth 150 million Great British pounds. At least. Alright, so there's my score prediction for Man United tomorrow night. Let me know yours in the comments below. I might do a live match reaction after the game. As you can see, I'm setting up the new office here. I say setting up. I've managed to get a decent light in front of us there, even though the new studio one hasn't came yet. And a little light in the background there. That'll be on shelves and stuff. But for now, it's improving. We're getting there. But loads of other stuff happening in and around the house. So we'll see if I can get the live reaction on the go. If not, we'll just go with an upload like this one. But stay tuned to the channel. Hit that subscribe button for all your latest videos. Smash a like on this one as well. And enjoy yourselves.